regular check-in point. But one of those regular check-in points, I say, you're my primary advisor, my learning designer.
Right.
And I say, you know, I'm doing okay in this one and this one, but my Monticello High School class, the math and my algebra class, I'm really struggling. But what's the process once
Let's
that's
ask
identified?
Jillian. I want you to talk through, like, if you were talking about, let's call it Algebra 2. Could that be one?
Algebra 2. So
Okay.
what's my process for...
All right, maybe it's not Algebra 2. Maybe it's, what's a different kind of math, thinking about math? Maybe it's applying math to, maybe it's math applications in autonomous aviation. And maybe you and Mike are, you know, kind of having this conversation. What would that, how would you start that with him, Julian?
In that sense, if you're struggling in math and you really want to focus that math application onto that certain area, then what I would do is I wouldn't even start with the math. I'd start with that area, and I'd get it to the point where we're involved in that area so heavily that you have no other choice but to expand your knowledge of that area through doing the math. And so then the math itself, you're not starting out with the math and saying, well, now that you know it, here's how you can use it. You're saying, here's an area in which you can use it. Now we need to start out working in this area. And so through doing that, you're unilaterally learning to use that.
So
Those
I'm really
skills.
into the autonomy. Now we talked about, we set our goals for this particular class, and I'm really into this whole like autonomous drone thing, where you know they can, like the Amazon delivery itself, that like can deliver a package to a house and drop it off and come back and pick up another one, right? So, you know, we went through and we remember we built that drone earlier in the year, and that was really cool in the hands-on piece. You know, what I'm struggling with is you know, I'm great with the hands-on piece, but it's the point of the course, and my goals were just applying the math to it. So I did some math around like the weight and what it can pick up and that piece, but I don't know where to go from here. That's where I'm kind of stuck, because I'm feeling kind of just stuck right now, like I can't make progress.
There are a few resources, but the main thing that I'd ask you is what made it easy for you to do that initial math, like you said, with calculating the weight? What was the point for you where it was really easy to do that and to figure it out that's sort of missing in the next step?
Yeah, so I could see it. So when I hooked up, you know, the drone we built, and I hooked up the 2-pound package, and we picked it up in the air, and it was fine. Then we added like the 10-pound package, and it couldn't lift off, and it just crashed back down. That was really a cool day. Remember with just hit the lines, right? So you know, that math, I mean, that was pretty easy. 2 pounds, check. 10 pounds, X. You know, we were build that chart, and we were able to graph it, and we were able to find that I forget what you called it when the lines crossed, and that was the key.
The point of intersection.
There you go, that little point of intersection, and that was like the heaviest thing we could possibly pick up and carry for any amount of distance, right?
So it's the visualization of how the math is working out that really helps.
Yeah, that really did it for me to go.
So maybe the next stages are to experiment with different batteries or experiment with bigger motors, and then from that, after you've gathered that data, we can do the same sort of thing like we did with the weights, where we compare it and we put it on the chart, and then you figure out what the point of intersection is. And so through that same sort of experimentation model, you're learning the best way to go about it. Does that sound like it would be beneficial?
Seems like it's the, so when I'm throwing out, you know, talk about the graph and the intersection, that would be like the point of entry point for some vocabulary around math pieces. So that would kind of prime the pump a little bit. I mean, I don't think I would have answered any differently. I mean, how do you apply something you know to something you want to do next, and take that safe step? That was well navigated, and I think the piece to drop in there is, now that we have a context, how can we subversive drop in these content vocabulary, the pieces that, you know, now I have some keywords to go look up, you know, and if I'm just dropping keywords on you a little bit here and there, then I'm plugging in some of those things based on the way I think your mind works, and now you can go research, you know, some of those pieces and say, all right.
So in that way, you're advancing the process as well as advancing the stages of the learning. So you're not just like carrying the same basic process that you started with all the way through to the end. You're learning how to learn more progressively.
Exactly.